So the second assignment, the second workshop assignment for Module 2 is to design a page from a poetry book with a poem or part of a poem by John Keats, Percy Shelley, or Walt Whitman. So do a little research, find a poem you'd like to work with. Your design decisions should be based on the principles and styles of the arts and crafts movement or the Art Nouveau period. It is possible for your design to contain elements from both periods. For this project, in addition to turning it in the OneDrive folder, you're going to add it to a voice thread. So I created a voice thread, and you can click on this link on the PDF that's in Blackboard. And in addition to posting a JPEG of your project, you're also going to record an explanation of your design elements and how they relate to the period you chose to base your project on. And I want you to be as very specific as possible. Really hone in on the things that you were trying to use, the elements of design that you were trying to use to reference the different historic movements. So let's go through the guidelines. 1, while your design should obviously be done in one of the styles that we talked about, one of these periods, it is fine to make it your own and to work toward it being a good project for your own design portfolio. This project should show that you are a contemporary designer that has studied the history of graphic design. Choose a poem that inspires a visual when you read it. So as you're reading, see if something starts popping in your head as far as a visual. If the poem is long, choose just a passage from the poem, something that is long enough to be practical for the project. And you must include the title of the poem and the author's name as part of the typographic elements. Now consider all the various page elements that contribute toward communicating a particular design sensibility. So that includes type, illustration, use of pattern, the ratio of the page elements to the white space, such as the borders, the amount of detail and ornament, the color palette, and possible use of initial caps, to name a few. In your voice thread slide of your project, do not hesitate to use the pencil tool. It's called doodling in VoiceThread. They make some colored pencils available toward the bottom of the page while you're recording. You have to actually be in recording mode, and you have to kind of go down to the bottom and grab a pencil. And use that pencil to mark up your slide to show us exactly what features you are explaining. It has sort of this fade feature, so you've probably seen them in my voice thread explanations. You draw and then it fades away, but I gave you a link right here to a simple explanation. Practice it. You can always redo it, but it's a good thing to get used to. Also, in your VoiceThread slide of this project, you must use at least one quote from this module's required reading from Meg's History of Graphic Design to explain an element or design choice of your project. Please tell us what page the quote is on. And you can, as in the other project, you can use whatever software is appropriate, but remember that something from this era would be a print piece, so it should be done accordingly. If it's in Photoshop, the final product should be 300 pixels per inch in the final print size. Size your document so that it's a realistic book page size, and the proportion is up to you. You will also be handing in your final design in its native program and also exported as a PDF. And those things you will submit into the OneDrive folder that I share with you. See the course calendar on Blackboard to see the due date. Okay, thank you.